Is the sausage on your barbie even real meat anymore? What if I told you that some of the most popular brands in Australian supermarkets contain as little as 50% actual meat flesh, with the rest being water, fillers, mystery mixed meats, and preservatives linked to asthma attacks in children? These are the sausages at every Bunnings sizzle. These are the sausages your kids eat at school fundraisers. Many Australians have no idea what they're actually feeding their families. I spent weeks researching ingredient lists, food standards regulations, and consumer complaints. What I discovered shocked me. Products marketed as beef sausages actually contain chicken. Brands you have trusted for years use industrial preservatives that can trigger breathing difficulties. The most insulting part is the legal minimum for meat content in Australian sausages is so low that up to half your snag can be fillers, fat, and water. Under Australian food standards, sausages must contain no less than 500 grams per kilogram of fat-free meat flesh. That sounds reasonable until you do the maths. That means, legally, only 50% of your sausage needs to be actual lean meat. The rest can be fat, water, rice flour, potato starch, and industrial additives. According to Australian nutritionist Amelia Phillips, sausages can contain up to 35% fat and 50% fillers in Australia. Half your sausage could be breadcrumbs, starches, and water bulking out the weight. Let me take you through the worst offenders. Number 1. Woolworths market value thin sausages. This one is particularly deceptive because market value is Woolworths' budget brand, and millions of Australian families buy it every week thinking they are getting a good deal on beef sausages. But here is what the ingredient list reveals. Market value thin beef sausages contain Australian meat at just 70%. That means 30% fillers and additives before we even discuss what type of meat. Look at the fine print more carefully. The meat listed is beef and lamb combined, not pure beef. You think you are buying beef sausages, but you are getting a blend. And it gets worse. Beef Central, an industry publication, investigated these budget sausages and found that Woolworths market value sausages have been known to contain not just beef and lamb, but also chicken in varying proportions depending on market conditions. According to Woolworths' own statement to Beef Central, their market value sausages are made with a beef base and occasionally with a smaller chicken proportion, which they vary based on market conditions to maintain value for customers. Translation: when chicken is cheaper than beef, they add more chicken to your beef sausages without changing the packaging. The ingredient list also shows rice flour, potato starch, maize flour, sugar, mineral salts, and preservative 223 sodium metabisulfite. This preservative is permitted in Australian sausages at up to 500 milligrams per kilogram. Research published in the Medical Journal of Australia found that sodium metabisulfite can trigger asthma attacks in sensitive individuals. One study found more than 65% of asthmatic children were sensitive to sulfites. When you buy market value sausages, thinking you are feeding your family beef, you are feeding them a mystery mix of beef, lamb, and chicken, bulked out with rice flour, starch, and preservatives that can trigger asthma. Number 2. Aldi thin barbecue sausages. Aldi positions itself as the value champion. Their bulk sausage packs are the cheapest in the supermarket, at around 44 cents per sausage. Australians buy these by the millions for democracy, sausages, school fundraisers, and weekend barbecues. But here is the problem. Choice conducted a democracy sausage taste test comparing supermarket sausages and found that Aldi's mixed meat sausages came dead last, taking less than a quarter of the vote. The reason is simple. Aldi's sausages contain a coalition of meats, beef, lamb, or chicken in unspecified ratios. The ingredients list literally says beef, lamb, or chicken. It does not list beef and lamb and chicken in specific percentages. They do not tell you which meats are in there or in what proportion. Choice reported that Aldi sausages had the highest salt content and the highest fat content of all supermarket sausages tested. The sodium content was measured at over 700 milligrams per 100 grams. The fat content hit 21.4 grams per 100 grams. That is more than 1/5 of the sausage being pure fat. Combined with the mystery meat blend and preservative 223, these budget sausages are the worst value proposition in the supermarket, despite being the cheapest per unit. You are not saving money. You are paying for fat, fillers, and mystery meat. Number 3. Coles Simply Barbecue Sausages. Coles launched their Simply range to compete with Aldi on price. The packaging looks simple and honest. The price is attractive. But here is what Beef Central's investigation uncovered. Coles Simply Barbecue Sausages contain 58% Australian beef and 15% RSPCA approved chicken. That is right. Sausages that look like beef are displayed in the beef section and carry a Coles Beef No Added Hormones logo actually contain chicken as a significant ingredient. The packaging does not say beef sausages. It carefully says made with Australian meat. Yet at first glance, these sausages have the visual appearance of containing only beef. The inclusion of the RSPCA approved chicken logo is the only hint that chicken is involved. Independent butcher Billy Gibney from Brisbane told Beef Central that the move to include chicken in beef sausages is likely a strategy to bring the cost of producing the sausages down, or to enable fattier beef to be included with chicken to lean out the final product. When Choice tested Coles sausages, they found just 70% meat content, the lowest of the major supermarkets. The sodium content was the highest at 725 milligrams per 100 grams. These sausages contain preservative 223, along with multiple mineral salts and emulsifiers. For sausages marketed as simple, the ingredient list is anything but. Number 4. Dorsogne Frankfurts. Dorsogne is a well-known Australian small goods brand. Their frankfurts are in every supermarket and in every fish and chip shop hot dog bun. But here is what most Australians do not know about frankfurts. They are classified as processed meat, and the World Health Organization has linked them to increased colorectal cancer risk. The Dorsogne Frankfurts ingredient list reveals meat at just 66%. Not beef, not pork, just meat. Under Australian food standards, that meat can include any part of buffalo, camel, cattle, deer, goat, hare, pig, poultry, rabbit, or sheep. The remaining 34% includes water, soy protein, tapioca starch, rice flour, hydrolyzed vegetable protein, and multiple preservatives, including 223 and 250. Preservative 250 is sodium nitrite, which is used in cured and processed meats. Research has linked nitrites and nitrates to increased risk of stomach and bowel cancer when consumed regularly. The Cancer Council advises limiting or avoiding processed meats such as sausages, frankfurts, salami, bacon, and ham, specifically because of these preservatives. The product is labelled Made in Australia from at least 50% Australian ingredients. Half of the ingredients in your Australian frankfurts come from overseas. When you feed your kids frankfurts thinking they are getting a simple hot dog, you are giving them processed meat with imported ingredients, multiple preservatives, and soy protein fillers. Number 5. Hans American Hot Dogs. Hans is another iconic Australian small goods brand that has been around for decades. Their American hot dogs are a staple at sporting events and family barbecues. But the ingredient list tells a troubling story. Hans American Hot Dogs list their first ingredient as meat including pork. Not pork. Meat including pork. This vague description allows them to use any combination of animal meats as long as some pork is present. The ingredient list continues with water, then acidity regulators 326, 325, and 262. Then potato starch, spices, dextrose from maize or tapioca, soy protein, mineral salts 450, 451, and 452, sugar, antioxidant 316, yeast extract, dried vegetables, natural flavors, preservative 250, spice extracts including 160C, and wood smoke. That's over 20 ingredients in what should be a simple sausage. The preservative 250 is sodium nitrite, the same compound linked to cancer risk in processed meats. The multiple mineral salts are phosphates used to retain water and increase weight. You are paying for water held in by industrial phosphates. The soy protein is a cheap filler that allows manufacturers to use less actual meat while maintaining protein content on the nutrition panel. Number 6. Supermarket chicken sausages. Chicken sausages are marketed as the healthy alternative. Lower fat, leaner meat, better for weight loss. But here is what the ingredient lists reveal. Choice investigated supermarket chicken sausages and found that even premium options contain concerning formulations. Woolworths chicken sausages and the Woolworths-owned macro free-range chicken sausages contained identical ingredients despite the free-range marketing. The fat content ranged from 5.4 grams to 10 grams per 100 grams depending on the brand, but all contained multiple processed ingredients, including preservative number 223. The macro brand packaging was suspiciously similar to the well-known Lilydale brand, which is not sold at Woolworths but available from rival Coles. This visual similarity could mislead consumers about what they are actually buying. According to Australian nutritionist Amelia Phillips, chicken sausages tend to be lower in fat but can still be packed with preservatives and additives, which are best avoided. The lean meat claim does not compensate for the industrial ingredients throughout. If you want healthy chicken, buy actual chicken breast, not processed chicken sausages with fillers and preservatives. So what should you actually buy? First, local butcher sausages. Independent butchers make sausages on premises using quality cuts of meat, natural casings, and minimal additives. One Brisbane butcher, Billy Gibney, explained that their sausages are made with premium quality ingredients. All meat is free-range and grass-fed. There are no additives, they use natural skin, and there are no fillers. The difference in taste and quality is immediately noticeable. Second, the British Sausage Company. Despite the name, this is an Australian-owned company based in Western Australia, started by third-generation British butcher Mick Ferrero in 1991. The company uses 100% Australian ingredients and traditional recipes. Their pork sausages contain high meat content with natural casings. Available at Woolworths, Coles, IGA, and independent retailers nationwide. Third, premium branded ranges. If you must buy from supermarkets, choose the premium ranges rather than budget lines. Look for single meat sausages with at least 80% meat content. Aldi's specially selected, grass-fed Angus beef sausages contain 82% meat and use natural hog casings. These cost more but deliver actual meat rather than fillers. How to identify quality sausages? Check the meat percentage. Quality sausages contain at least 80% meat. Budget sausages contain 70% or less. The higher the percentage, the more actual meat you are eating. Look for single meat products. If the ingredients say meat or beef and lamb or beef, lamb or chicken, you are getting a mystery blend. Quality sausages specify exactly what meat is used and in what percentage. Avoid preservative number 223. Sodium metabisulfite is linked to asthma attacks in sensitive individuals. Quality sausages from butchers often contain no preservatives because they are meant to be eaten fresh within days. Check for natural casings. Quality sausages use natural casings made from animal intestines. Budget sausages use collagen or vegetable-based artificial casings that are cheaper and have poorer texture. Weigh the sausages. Heavier sausages contain more meat. Lighter sausages contain more water, air, and fillers. Pick up competing brands and compare. Here is the bottom line. The Australian sausage industry has been quietly degrading for years. Budget brands that millions of families trust contain mystery meat blends, industrial preservatives, and up to 50% fillers and water. Supermarkets mix chicken into beef sausages without clear labeling. Chicken is cheaper than beef, so they substitute without telling you. Preservative 223 sodium metabisulfite is in almost every supermarket sausage, despite being linked to asthma attacks in children. More than 65% of asthmatic children are sensitive to sulfites, according to Australian research. Frankfurts and hot dogs are classified as processed meat linked to cancer risk. Under Australian food standards, only 50% of your sausage needs to be fat-free meat flesh. The rest can be fat, water, rice flour, potato starch, and industrial additives. That is the legal minimum. Many budget brands are formulated right at that minimum, while premium prices keep rising. The sausages your grandparents ate from the local butcher were meat, fat, salt, and spices in a natural casing. The sausages filling supermarket fridges today are industrial food products designed to maximize shelf life, minimize meat content, and extract maximum profit while you pay for water and fillers. You deserve to know what you are feeding your family. If this video helped you understand what is really in supermarket sausages, hit the like button and share it with everyone who buys budget snags thinking they are getting beef. Subscribe so you do not miss our next investigation. Ring that notification bell.